All right, so hello everyone once again and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinyere of Juliet Style Glam, and if this is your first time here with me, you're very welcome. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you very much for being here. I will tell you that you are not here by chance, okay? Something brought you here, and I'm so thankful that you're here with me. All right, so as we all know, the internet has been agog. Just a second, please. The internet has been agog with our dear wise man, Katt Williams. Now, listen, guys. I want to make you understand something, that there is an awakening. A revelation has happened. Okay? The day I watched the video, that podcast, it was at, excuse me. The day I watched that podcast, it was at roughly 20 million. That was Saturday. By the time I went back, because I started watching it, since it was almost 3 hours, I put it off to the next day. And so I went back the next day, and it was 28 million. After that, we were seeing 30. Today, as I speak to you, today is the 13th of January. That podcast is still reeling in numbers. We're at 46 million. And so there is no way, no how, something that, because again, that podcast was amazing. And there is no way, no how that I wasn't going to wade in. I was thinking it was going to be something like maybe, give it a week and it will go. And we're still here. And it's still rising. The numbers are still going up, because what you need to understand is that Katt Williams has opened up not just Pandora's box. The world all over has woken up to something. And some people would ask, why? A second, please. And some people may ask, why? And that's what I'm going to discuss with you now. I'm going to give it to Shannon Sharpe's team. They are amazing. I wish that as my numbers grow, I would be able to have a team like that. They are super fantastic. I mean, fabulous. I'm going to give it to you all. You are absolutely amazing. I mean, it would be a joy to work with people like you. So the first question is why? Why would this video, listen, I have notes. Why would this video garner so much? Well, this video took up such aplomb because we are living in a world where the truth is being submerged, and whereby lies are being, in fact, when you are like, are you asking yourself, at some point, am I stupid, or is there something wrong? And you see, there is nothing wrong with anyone speaking their own version of their truth. But we cannot take away the fact that 1 + 1 gives 2. 1 + 1 cannot give 4. And so that's where we are. And one of the reasons as well is because people have understood that a lot of us have had suspicions. Many have come out with the same tale. And it's all been like, put under the carpet, and, that this person is a liar. And nothing is done to refute any of those statements. I have a video where I watched, where Eddie Griffin, I think it's an amazing podcast. I think it's Is Islam or something. I'll check and I'll see if I can put the link or the video. And in that video, Eddie Griffin, I love me some Eddie Griffin. And Eddie Griffin said that, have you noticed that, you know, there is, you know, an agenda to discredit black men. I'm going to put the video so you get it in his exact words.
30 years. I don't understand that. That's like a motherfucker robbing me. And then I wait 30 years to call the police. I got robbed in 1984. Okay. And it's him! There is a systematic effort to destroy every black male entertainer's image. They want us all to have an actress by a name. Kobe raped a white woman in Colorado. Dr. Cosby raped 37 and still counting. Nobody leaves this business clean. Michael Jackson, little white children.
Michael Jackson was ultimately found innocent, though.
All three of the little motherfuckers came on. They're adults now. You can count them on the internet, saying it never motherfucking happened. Our parents put us up to try to get money out of them.
I think one of them.
Did mainstream media ever pick that truth up and put it out there? Michael Jordan gambled. You understand? You're not going to die clean.
And he gave a lot of examples. And I also saw another post where one person wrote, "Our men are no longer men. Our kings are no longer men," or something like that. And so it brings me down to, why do we think, why are people watching this? And if you don't know, and if you have not understood yet, you see Katt Williams. Katt Williams is a prophet of his generation. Katt Williams is a man who understands his power. He understands who he is. This is somebody that said, in my mind, I'm 6'10". I'm 6'2" or 10. I am telling all of you that I see Katt Williams as a 7-footer. He's a giant, no small giant. Because the Bible says, in all things, pray and ask for the spirit of discernment. There's a reason why. There is a reason why the Bible told us that we should ask for the spirit of discernment. There's a reason why the Bible said so. And it's because as individuals, we have a spirit. And the spirit is that discerning, is the one that discerns. And that is why I tell people all the time that when you go to a place of worship or a place of gathering, you pray. You pray because not that evil will come before you or come to you, but that whatever this person is saying, that the Spirit should give you that the Holy Spirit should give you the spirit of discernment to understand beyond what is being said here. Because you could take it as, oh yes, holy, or yes, truth, word. In your spirit, what is your spirit and your mind telling you? You just don't follow the crowd. I said this because I do coach. By virtue of the fact that I'm a professor, I do get to do coaching classes for my students as well. And so I tell them, I said, when somebody is saying something to you, it's not because the person is a professor or a doctor or whatever. We've all fallen for that at some point in our lives. And it's not because this person is that the person is infallible. That doesn't mean that the person cannot make mistakes. It means that the person has a right to make tons and tons and tons of mistakes. And how do we handle it? It's by asking those pertinent questions. You ask yourself and ask them. How they go around the questions makes you know whether this person has the answer to give you or not. But you should be curious on your own. You should be always willing and ready to find the solution, the story, the information, the research on your own, and come out with your own findings. So Katt Williams is a 7-foot man. I want to just go into some places. He told in the beginning of the podcast. And you see, the man, when I say he's a prophet, I'm not just saying it because I'm trying to jerk your chains here. No. I'm saying it because he told Shannon Sharpe certain things. And after telling him at the beginning, the things he told him have begun to pass. He said in the beginning, he said that he complimented Shannon about the cognac. I wondered, I listen, this is my third time watching that podcast. So I know that there's going to be a lot of, I'm sure that in my mind, as time goes on, I'll be having lots and lots of, ruminations that I'll be bringing out content out of that podcast. And he told Shannon Sharpe, he said that he complimented him on the cognac, the quality and the beauty of the cognac. But Shannon Sharpe did not understand. And he told him, and he said that, he said the cognac is not just any type of cognac. It's the type of cognac where it doesn't have the smell of wood. For each one, I'm going to put either the link or the video snippet so that you can get that. And I wondered, I said, why is he telling Shannon Sharpe that? And then when we got to the part where he told Shannon Sharpe, he said, when Shannon Sharpe said, Katt, maybe you've had too much to drink. He said, nah.
I did.
Appreciate that. Tell the people at home.
I thought they was lying. And yeah, this particular alcohol is stronger than you think it would be, probably by about 2. And unbelievably smoother and milder by the same maybe 30% than you could possibly expect. And unlike cognacs the world over, this one doesn't taste like wood at the end, and it doesn't taste like it's got artificial colors, and it doesn't taste like it's got artificial flavors. It's a fine product.
What comedians do you like?
Did you play against the team?
Yes.
I've taken 46 comedians with me on the road. 46.
Okay.
I'm not the comedian you can give that to. I only put on comedians that are funnier than me. Anybody that ever told you differently was a fat Faison liar. There's nobody like me in the business.
Faison just caught a stray.
Faison said that getting a Netflix special is easy. I have 12 specials. Guess how many Faison got? 0. So why is he allowed to have conversations about real stand-up people? We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all. As a journalist, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I don't harbor any resentment to any of these entities because I can't be jealous. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit. I kind of get this one there.
Right.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me, one more time.
Right.
We good now?
Because
what he was trying to make Shannon understand that for everything I'm going to be speaking here, I got myself intact. And so he replied to Shannon and said, no, I've only had a sip. You are the one who's had more. And truly, when we look at their bottles, Shannon is the one who's drunk more than Katt. there was a reason why he made that statement from the beginning. He wanted Shannon to understand that at a point in this conversation, this is what you're going to tell me, and I'm ready for it. That it's not the drink. You see, he covered all the basics. He covered all the basics in that podcast, so that no one would say, oh, he's had too much to drink. No, he started it from the beginning. And when I was able to make that connection, I was like, amazing. I saw what you did there, Katt. So he did not come speaking to you and I out of the blues. He did not come here with his mind boggled. He did not start speaking in a drunk state. No. The video was at precisely either 11:09 and 11:10 when Shannon said, maybe you've had too much to drink. And he refers him back and says, no, you are the one who's been on this, not me. Okay? Now, Katt is someone who's very aware. And why I say this is because when he talked about the movie Friday, an awesome movie. Hey, shout out to you, Ice Cube. He said something in the corridors of that one of the scenes was about raping a black man. And he says, why do we have to do this? Why can't we do something else? And you need to, at that point, it got me thinking, why does that have to be in there? And why did it have to be a black man? You see, I always wondered what was this issue about men wearing dresses in movies. I remember when Mrs. Doubtfire started. I was pretty young when Mrs. Doubtfire came out. I was pretty young. And I was like, when I was told that it was actually Robin Williams, I'm like, why did he have to dress up as a woman to be able to play that part? A man can be a nanny. A man can actually be a nanny. He doesn't have to wear, clothes of a woman. I mean, it's something I see here. In fact, in France, if you're to work with children, one of the criteria that is used to hire you is the fact that you have children. So if you're a young man and probably you don't have kids, and this is you coming into the system without the required qualification, which means as you're in the job, you get trained and you get to know the basics. So one of the criteria is that if you're a parent to a child or children or even babies, then it gives you a better chance than someone who isn't. And this is aside from someone who's got who's trained in that domain. And here we are. It has played out over and over and over and over again in so many movies. Thanks to Abba and Preach, I'm subscribed to them if I'm not wrong. Thanks to them, they broke it down because I tried to understand it. I felt like in the beginning, what's the grouse? In fact, I'm going to attach the story I made the day this podcast aired, where I said, well, all the comedians, la 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 la. I take it back, please. I take it back because from what Katt Williams said, Katt said, we cannot allow the truth to be hidden. You can't allow winners sit on the sidelines. And I agree. Because I mean, when you're in at the university or when you're doing your MBA or PhD, the education system is so strict that you do not plagiarize, right? So which means that anything you do, you have to give credit to whom it's due. I can't go and do a ton of research that I didn't do on my own, and probably I got materials from here and got materials from there, or I got someone else's research topic and the findings. In everywhere, in all of that thesis, in all of that paper, I have to cite where and how. It has to be there because they check. So if the education system is strict on plagiarizing, because it's something that, I mean, last year, just before the end of last year, I was in an educational seminar where we were talking about the use of ChatGPT, because students defer to it all the time. And so the topic was ChatGPT and education. And because it's posing a lot of problem. And then the whole idea is that students get to understand the difference between a source and a non-source. ChatGPT is not a source. Okay? So when you're doing your thesis, when you're writing your paper, you're doing your proposals, you have to cite the source. You're not citing what ChatGPT said. ChatGPT is not giving you that. So if you think you're going to write exams and use your exams or whatever, or ChatGPT or AI to write your paper, and you're not able to, then the professor, I am a professor, I will know. I will definitely know where it came from. You see? So that's the whole idea, that we are able to cite the source. Because citing the source makes us truth tellers. We're not liars at that point. And that was actually Katt's mission. And I love the fact that the way he praises you, it's the way he admonishes you. It reminds me of a parent, when a parent says, you don't do this and then, they praise you for what you've done right. And he did that. He did that even to Shannon, At the beginning, he told him, he said, he congratulated him for his podcast, how he was doing. Even as a former, NFL player, he was able to give kudos to him. He did all that. And at the same time, he was quick to admonish him in so many ways. So he's not about just, dishing or, bashing. No, he's about, for me, it's the truth. Now, we've talked so much, and there has been this talk, a lot of talk about what is happening in Hollywood. Hollywood is about to go, to implode. I mean, the sooner it happens anyway, for me, the better, so that the real talented people can actually, have their day. Like, that's it for me right now. So that those who really have the talent can actually, because, you ask questions sometimes, why this particular actor or actress is not where they're supposed to be. You've seen this person. And one of these things I'm going to refer to this actor, Jemon Hinsu. From the moment I saw that man in Amistad, what he did in Amistad was phenomenal. What he did in Blood Diamond was amazing. Imagine my shock. During the Oscars, it was given to Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'm like, till date, I do not understand why Jemon Hinsu has not received an Oscar. Amistad was a movie of movies. I can't. And so when Katt says the things he says, I'm at that point where I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is why people like Jemon Hinsu are sidelined. This is why the likes of Gwen Gyllenhaal, if I'm not wrong, they are not where they're supposed to be. This is why Taraji Henson, Monique have decided they would not shut up anymore. This is why a lot of black actors are not where they are meant to be. I'm talking at the likes of Boris Kodjoe. I'm talking at the likes of Nicole Ari Parker. I'm talking at the likes of, all them people, all those black phenomenal actors that we know. And you understand at a glance that the language, you're not ready to play ball. Citing Monique, because this time around, I'm going to do a video on, Taraji also, because at the time when it blew up, I said, I made a video about Monique and Steve, and I'm going to redo that video. I'm going to do that video again, once again, this time adding Taraji to the list. And so the whole situation begins to beg for a total overhaul. I would never have thought, and God knows I do love me some Uncle Steve, but I would never have thought that with all Katt has said, and we have other comedians coming up, McCurry, and, how jokes are being stolen. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, you can, I mean, you could use someone's joke, but probably cite the joke. And if you know you're not ready to cite the joke, then you have no business using their jokes. No, you have no business using their jokes at all. In the stories I put up, I actually cited Alibaba. If you're Nigerian, you know Alibaba. Alibaba is renowned comedian in Nigeria. And I'd actually listened to a podcast, The Honest Bunch, where he said that, jokes are used and reused, but that is in Nigeria, because I think there's a kind of laissez-faire attitude we have in Nigeria that sometimes and most times, we take certain things for granted. But when your craft is important to you, where you spend time, you work, you write, you think, you go on hiatus, you have to travel to the ends of the earth and of the world just to be able to write the jokes and to bring out the material you do, then somebody should be cutting you a check somewhere. And I say this to say that this is the problem many creatives have on the internet. And one of the reasons, and this is one of the reasons that I listen, I love me some TikTok. If you, go to my TikTok, go follow me on TikTok, guys. I love TikTok. But one of the problems I have with TikTok is the fact that people steal other people's material. And when the material is stolen, the original owner of this material is either shadow banned and all whatnot. And people are making money off of someone's voice, off of someone's material, off of someone's everything. There is this dude I know, and there's this lady, and she makes amazing, comic skits. But knowing fully well, something just said, well, who is the owner of the voice you're using? Because it's important. It's not like you're doing a side by side. And so I took it upon myself to look for this person. I wanted to know who he was or who she was. And I found him. And I'm so grateful because someone actually wrote in the comment section and said, I hope you're monetizing your voice because it's being used. There's another comedian, same thing, who started the song about money. If you marry a wife, just make sure you give her money. Lots of people are using that video, that voice, that song. But no credit is given to the creator and the owner of, and he's a comedian as well. So Katt Williams is 100% correct. He goes on to say, there's something he said that was quite wonderful. He said, when Shannon said that he knows, this was towards the end, and he said, that there's going to be a lot of blowback. He said, no.
You let the best be the best, right?
Katt Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming on, bro. I really appreciate that. Thanks for sharing the stories, setting the record straight. Now, they're going to double back.
Impossible. Impossible. Only because once you play this back, you'll realize I didn't say anything that made me look in a good light. I wasn't tearing down others to boost myself up. But I do have to acknowledge things that did not take place. Like, we're very ingenuous if we say this is not a game and we don't play it and people ain't in positions and people don't have their favorites and they group and they click.
Right.
Well, that happens in all businesses.
Right.
No.
Said no. And he was right. No one has come out to refute one thing Katt said. Everything has been, boom, correct down to the letter. No one has refuted anything. I love Katt Williams. He has an implicit ownership of his persona. He owns himself. He trusts, and he has a lot of gumption. He is that guy with a lot of cojones that says, this is me. What is lacking in today's world, where someone can actually say, well, I stand on what I say. Come at me if you can. He was that person. He has a very strong, in his worth. He has a very, he believes, he has a lot of belief in his strength and his worth. And these are things that are lacking in today's world. Integrity, worth, value. It's lacking because people are willing and ready to do just about anything for clout, for money, for whatever. And I'm so glad this video came out because Katt Williams has made the world wake up. Like, if you haven't understood what it is you're messing with, let me let you know that we can't continue this way. One thing I loved and I love is he's got an implicit trust in women. He said he does, according to him, he said, I don't know where I got it from. He said so. He said he doesn't know where he got it from. He's got a very, very strong and implicit trust in women's work ethics. And that's saying something. That's saying that for him, a woman is more valuable. A woman is much more valuable than anything or any man. That's what I understood from his statement. He said, when Shannon told him about the fact that he was using ladies to do certain stuff, and he said that, and Shannon made allusion to the fact that something to do with prostitutes. He said if he was courting prostitutes, they won't remain there on the job. You will leave. I listened to another video, I think it was his ex-girlfriend, who said that one thing she misses about Katt is his wisdom. You see, it's not every day we find people who impart knowledge to us in such a way that it sticks. It's just like on social media, you're listening to motivation, you listen to motivational, it's a 1 minute thing, it's passing. Tomorrow you forget it. But when you're able to listen to someone who makes you, even after a while, you're able to go back and say, this person said so and so and so, and you hold on to it, and you're using it, and you can't forget it, and you now know that this person is worth more than all the money and the gold and everything that you've ever had. That's Katt. So I want to also go back to where he said that Satan can create anything. That includes blessings for his people. Deep. Someone, most times we look at Satan and think that Satan is a spirit somewhere. But he's everywhere. He's in those we meet. He's in those who tell us that, well, if you don't rub my back, I don't rub yours. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. He's in those people who make you understand that you have to bleed for them. And if, according to what he's saying, in fact, he's not even saying, he doesn't even need you to, he doesn't want you to believe or trust. He's telling you this is it and I've got receipts. According to what he's saying, no one's personal life is our business. That's for sure. But what is important is you don't throw mud at others, and you don't steal from others as well. That's what he's saying. He's not saying they can't do whatever they want to do. I mean, that's your prerogative. But don't slam those, and don't take from those who are trying to lift their head out of water. That's what he's saying. If you know you can't, then get out of the way and let those who can do it. And I love the fact that he was able to say, he corrected Shannon very quickly. He said, no, that what I'm trying to say is that you work on you work on your craft. So get out of the way, allow those who can do the job. Let's see those who are really talented, and let's see those who are really ready to work on their craft. That's what he's saying. There's a lot of quality to this man. And I want to thank him so much. And this is something we don't see. I want to thank him for buying and making it possible that Melba Moore was able to get her, star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It tells me that Katt is very aware. He's a man who's very aware. He understands his surroundings. He's vigilant. He is not just there to be there. He understands and he looks. He has information. He goes. There is nothing that he said, I do research, I do a ton of work, I am inquisitive. And so what I love about him is he's very aware. He's very aware about the things that shouldn't be. He's very aware that success is not about keeping and buying and all those things for yourself, but actually being able to come to the help of those who need it. He's so aware. And this is not something, and you see, if he did not come on Club Shay Shay, 1,000,001 of these things would never know. But I think and I assume that, because, and he told him, hey, like I said, he's a prophet. He told Shannon Sharpe, he told Shannon and said that his podcast, I said, this show today, it's going to be amazing. He gave Shannon Sharpe every step of the way, told him what was going to happen. He really is a prophet. He said, today, people are going to know you. And I'm like, wow. And here we are. He does know what he can bring to the table. No cap. And so I want to, for me, like I said, why is everyone interested? Everyone is interested because truth has been told. People's suspicions have been, solidified, if I must say. We have also understood that Katt is not a drug addict. We also understand that Katt has kids. He's a single father where he adopted kids, 7 kids or 6 kids. We now get to know Katt in his generosity. We get to know Katt in his humanity. We also get to know Katt as fearless, awesomely fearless. And on this note, guys, I'm going to say thank you for being here with me. Do not fail to like, share, Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very, very quickly. And don't fail to subscribe. I'll see you guys very quickly in my next video. Take care. Bye.